Hello, and welcome to another edition of One Bad Veggies Root Beer Review, where in this review, we find out if this root beer is a sinner or a saint. So in this review, we'll be doing St. Arnold's root beer, which is from the St. Arnold Brewing Company, which I believe is out of Texas. I remember seeing a little Texas symbol down on the bottle. Texas makes a lot of root beers. That's something I've noticed recently. But anyway, I guess it makes sense, maybe because, being in the South, sarsaparilla, I don't know, it just makes sense, I guess, in a way. Anyway, yeah, so this one's another new root beer. I'd never tried before. That's always exciting. So without too much else, let's go ahead and get into the ingredients. All right, let's go ahead and get into the ingredients, which should be appearing right here. And, let's go ahead and start talking about the ingredients because there is a lot. Let's go ahead and take a good look at the bottle. And so some of the interesting things about it: water, sugar. That's very, like, I don't even say carbonated water. It doesn't say filtered water. I mean, it does kind of later on, but, well, no, not even. It's sparkling spring foam, which I don't even know what that is. So the thing I find interesting, obviously, is they have root beer extract as one of their ingredients, and then they go ahead and list what's inside of root beer extract, which is water, caramel color, gum arabic, all that stuff, which I've never seen that before, other than every once in a while, they'll explain, like, oh, sodium benzoate is a preservative. Which also, by the way, you have sodium benzoate in the root beer extract. You have sodium benzoate in the sparkling spring foam, and you also have sodium benzoate just as an ingredient. And I think your root beer is going to be well preserved because that's what sodium benzoate is. It is a preservative. Let's go ahead and get a closer look at the bottle while we're talking about it. Old fashioned, our secret recipe. Now, they do a whole lot of different sodas. They do like ginger beer and other things like that too. So it's not too crazy or whatever. But yeah. So I mean, it's hard to say a whole lot about the ingredients because when you take out the list of what the things mean, it's actually a pretty tame sort of. So something else interesting: no natural or artificial flavors. It's just, I guess, just the root beer extract is the flavor, which, if it is, and you're explaining what all the things are, like, how come there's no like I don't know, like actual ingredients that aren't like a chemical, and like maybe explain what's gonna make the flavor. Anyway, just, it's one of those ones where it's like you don't know what you're gonna get because the less chemicals listed, maybe you have like a better opinion of what you're about to get into, and the more chemicals you see, you're kind of more like, ooh, what is this gonna taste like? But just interesting stuff. I've never seen foam as a thing in root beer as an ingredient. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll say that much. So let's go ahead and crack it open and get ourselves a little bit of the scent. All right, let's crack her open and see how it goes. Got my and there we go. All right, here we go. Right off the top, nothing special. Not bad. I'm not getting any, you never know kind of on the back end what kind of flavors you're gonna end up smelling, not especially fizzy, I noticed when I popped it. No, it smells standard. I'll put it that way. A good C so far. But no, nothing in there that's kind of blowing my mind or anything like that. Nothing. No extra vanilla. No spices popping up that are kind of like, whoa, what's that? That smells excellent. It's nothing like that. So for now, yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about it. It doesn't smell bad. It smells good. It smells like root beer. Root beer smells good if you like the smell of root beer, of course. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the pour and the foam. And here we are with the trusty mug. Let's go ahead and crack this back open and get ourselves a look at how picturesque this root beer is. Actually not bad. Better than I thought. Maybe that's what the foam is for. Let's go ahead and get a taste of that foam before it all goes away. But it isn't. It's long lasting. Tasty. Made me sound southern. I don't know what that means. But no, it's there's still a little bit left in here. You know, I think I said even in the last one with Jones that a lot of times when you have a lot of chemicals and stuff inside of a root beer, the foam tends to taste like that because usually the foam's probably being created by those chemicals a lot of times. You know, I'm not a root beer scientist, but this is just what I've noticed over time, is that when you have a lot of stuff that has a lot of like in older reviews, I've looked into some of these chemicals and found out that like, oh yeah, they're made for making things foamy. They're made for used sometimes in soap and stuff like that to make soap foam. But in this case, no, it doesn't do that. It actually gives a pretty another standard flavor, right? So it's not like, because I've had other craft brews that aren't super chemical based, that are not super chemically, that the foam tends to bring out hidden flavors and stuff like that. This doesn't do that either. At least not that I know of, not yet anyway. I mean, unless something's really weird with the root beer, it just tastes like root beer. And you know, that's a net positive, I would definitely say. You know, not a lot of people go out there drinking the foam out of the root beer, but at least you're not going to get like a gross flavor or anything out of it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the main taste test, and then we can get into the score. And I mean, you guys know how this goes. So yeah, let's get into the taste test. Here we go. Bottoms up. This one's interesting. It's good. It's very good. It is one of those ones where, you know, I don't want to get up into the kind of grading of it or anything like that yet, because I want to save that kind of talk for the overall. So let's just talk about the flavor. The flavor is standard but sweet. It definitely errs on the sweeter side. It's not super spicy, not super there's nothing really nothing hidden in there, right? You know, you get your normal flavors, your anise and your wintergreen and your stuff like that. Stuff that just kind of is normal for a root beer, but does it really good. And these are always kind of hardest ones for me to review in the end because it's very good. I have nothing bad to say about it, right? The aftertaste is pleasant. You know, saying it's a C, even though a C means standard in my grading scale, nothing wrong with a C. But this almost tastes too good to be a C. Again, I'm talking about letter grades, and I shouldn't be talking about letter grades yet. I should just be talking about the flavor. But the flavor is just a sweet, creamy, good bite. I like the bite to it. Yeah, again, it's a hard one to grade in my head, because when you have something that just tastes really good, it's just doing its job really well, but there's also nothing special necessarily about it either. I'm gonna think about it, and we're gonna come back with the grade. Like I said, this one is a little bit harder for me, not because of anything negative. It's just it hits on like every way that I want it to, right? Like there's nothing negative I can say about it. but also there's nothing special about it either, right? There's no like, oh, I really like the way that they did this thing, you know? Or yeah. But the thing is, it is very good. You know what? I'm gonna kind of stick with my gut. I'm gonna say it's a B. And the reason I'm saying it's a B is like, yes, normally I say that a standard root beer is a C, right? But this just it's that, but it's just doing it on every level that it needs to do it. It's just very good. It's just very good. Like, you know, sometimes you don't have an explanation. So a lot of times this is, and it's always about, you know, your experience in the moment. And right now, my experience with St. Arnold's is that it is very good root beer. And like that's basically it. There's really not a whole lot to say other than that. Like if you're looking for a good, tasty, sweet root beer, I got nothing bad to say about St. Arnold's, so I'm giving it a B. So yeah, B. This review seems pretty short to me. I don't know. I haven't edited it yet, so who knows? It could be 20 minutes long. I know it's not. I know it's shorter than that. I'm kidding. But you know, it's one of those ones where it's like when something, you know, it's kind of like the old kind of, you know, people say when something's good, you know, you don't hear about it as much as when something's bad, right? And when something's good, like in this case specifically with this root beer, like I have nothing negative to say about it, but that also means there's not a whole lot to say about it. It's a lot easier to talk about the negative things than it is to talk about the positive things. So yeah, anyway, I'm done reviewing it. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So anyway, like, follow, subscribe, or don't do any of those things. Just enjoy the content. And other than that, I hope you had a good time.